In 1974, a movie like no other was released and scared the shit out of the world. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is not only one of the great movie titles, but one of the best horror movies ever made. The best way to properly introduce this movie is with this.
The film which you are about to see is an account of the tragedy which befell a group of 5 youths, in particular, Sally Hardesty and her invalid brother, Franklin. It is all the more tragic in that they were young. But had they lived very, very long lives, they could not have expected, nor would they have wished to see as much of the mad and macabre as they were to see that day. For them, an idyllic summer afternoon drive became a nightmare. The events of that day were to lead to the discovery of one of the most bizarre crimes in the annals of American history, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
What do you reckon, Damo? It's a pretty good start to a movie.
It's a spooky start.
Yeah.
I think at the beginning of Evil Dead, there's sort of a voiceover sort of.
Yeah, there is a little bit.
And I think they obviously got it off this, but
just again, it alludes to that could be a true story.
Yes,
You know, and I quite like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, you're intrigued. You go, well, God, I got to watch this.
I'm in.
Yeah,
it's for an 83. It's funny. For an 83-minute movie. That takes up a minute, effectively.
Yeah,
and you don't see a human for 5 minutes into the movie.
Oh, you see bits of humans.
You do, mate. Look, everyone, it's Damo, of course, and Whitey. We're a 4-ball tonight.
Yep.
We had plans to have the whole crew.
Jeez, was this supposed to be the full?
This was supposed to be the whole team.
Oh my
but
God.
This is far too scary for Morgs.
Yep.
And Gow watched the first 5 minutes and his wife found him crying in his pillow.
Wait, it was that first 5 minutes, and I'm sure we'll go into it, is pretty disturbing.
Pretty confronting.
Yeah.
Pretty confronting. We are, of course, Born to Watch, the movie podcast where we don't take ourselves or the movie too seriously, unless Damo.
Well, I've got to take a time out here. Snob support.
Yep.
I've been on assignment for this movie. Failed.
Well, mate,
absolute failed.
Well,
and I feel like Greg Norman in the 96 Masters.
God, that big a failure.
Yeah, I've really, they're not even a tier 2.
There's nothing. Well, the ordinary people this week
does that even exist?
Interesting, to say the least.
Yeah.
Overs and unders. Now, Damo, this was a movie that I knew could almost be virgin territory for 75% of the podcast, which is why I chose it, because I thought that it's a movie that you've got to see if you haven't. Now, as such, look, I think I'm overstating hugely here. Overs and unders 5.
Yeah.
1974 movie, 51 years old this year. Where do you sit?
Definitely overstated. This movie did not get released in Australia till into the 80s. So 1974 it was released in the States, and I think the UK, New Zealand, Australia. New Zealand was the 90s.
Well, it was banned in the UK.
Or was it banned?
Until the uncut version
was
banned until 1999, I think.
Oh, was it that?
89 maybe.
Okay, yeah.
But still, let's have a look here. I've got it in my notes here. Yeah, actually. So listen to this. The British Board of Film Classification had long since refused a certification for the uncut theatrical version that was released in 84. They also refused to certify it for home video.
Well, yep.
Amid a moral panic surrounding video nasties. After the retirement of the BBFC director James Furman in 1999, the board passed the film uncut for theatrical and video distribution with an 18 certificate, almost 25 years after the original release.
What? Well, I mean, there was some hardcore shit between them too, I'd imagine. Like The Exorcist and things like that.
This isn't that violent. There's not a lot of gore.
There's not a lot of blood.
There's not a lot of gore. There's a lot of implied.
Yeah.
Your imagination
Oh,
is what makes this movie
Yeah.
horrific.
So everyone's heard of this movie.
Yes.
Everyone knows. So popular culture, the Texas Chainsaw
title.
Massacre. It's
title.
absolutely So I'd known all about it, but I've never watched it. I did know there was all these other remakes and rebirths and all these things that have come
Most
in.
of them are complete rubbish.
Yeah. One of them, Diora Baird's in one of them.
Well, you've got to watch that.
Snorbs.
Snorbs
It
report.
would be a bloody good Snorbs
Would be a
report.
good Snorbs report.
But I'm on one.
Yeah, look, and you know what? I'm not surprised, and I think that Morgs would have been on one and Gow was on one. I'm on 4. Now, and that's watching.
God, I couldn't imagine watching this
now
even again.
Now, just remember, this
Well,
is bits and pieces of it. So
Okay, yeah.
I've not seen the movie 4 times from start to finish. I've seen it twice from start to finish.
Right, yeah.
But there's another couple times that I've watched bits and pieces of the movie.
Yeah.
For an amount of time.
It's not like it's on Foxtel or anything ever, or
It's never on. I've never seen it.
or
I've never seen it.
Netflix, or
I've never seen it
No.
for public consumption.
maybe the new ones probably have.
I've
been.
seen the new ones. Well, there was one just made recently for Netflix,
Right. Okay.
which is rubbish.
Yeah. Well,
So look, I'm 4, and I only saw this for the first time, I reckon. Wow, when I had the video shop. So I reckon
not
in
in
the 2000s.
not in store.
Not in store,
Oh.
definitely not in store. But it was definitely one that it wasn't until I had the video shop that
Check
I
this
saw.
one
I just
out.
thought I should probably watch this.
So it was in the horror section. You thought I'm gonna, or did you actually buy it in?
I actually bought it in.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't in.
Added it to the collection.
It rented well.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
rented well. And I've got to say, for a 51-year-old movie that had no budget, God, it looks good.
Yeah. Like it was 140 grand.
Yeah,
I think.
God, it looks good. Looks incredible.
Yeah.
Really does.
It does. Yeah.
Okay, so normally here we get Morgs would hold up the 15-second fast forward.
Fast forward. Yep.
We're not doing that because the narration covers
That first bit,
part.
Yep.
Also covers the trailer, and the trailer was absolutely rubbish. It was just a lot of screaming and sounds of chainsaws.
Right. Yeah.
So there's no point listening to the trailer. And I think the narration covers anything. So
Yep.
now we're into critical thinking.
Oh, that's been interesting. Yep.
IMDb rate the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 7.4 out of 10.
All right. Okay. I mean, it's a niche market. You want to be into horror movies. A lot
sure.
of people are not into horror movies, which would give this a 1 out of 10.
A wide berth.
Yeah. But if you love horror movies, well, this is right up your alley.
Well, while we're here, I'm just going to check. And one thing I should have probably done is just check how many reviews, how many people have reviewed
Yep.
it.
Sample size.
Yeah, just because, and it's actually not an easy one to find on IMDb because
Of so many Texas.
well,
Chainsaw-
is it Texas Chainsaw?
74.
Is it Texas Chainsaw? Is it, it's a pain in the ass. 109, a best part of 198,000 reviews.
Oh,
so
shit.
a few people. It's not huge. There are movies that have the millions.
Yeah, but 198,000 and it's average of 7 point whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's pretty high.
I think it's more of a testament into the quality of the movie making as well, because there's no plot. Let's be honest.
No,
There's no plot.
It's just it's a random occurrence.
Yes, there's no plot,
Yeah.
which is all right. Certified fresh, 84% tomato meter with an 82% popcorn meter. So well revered.
Yeah.
Across the board.
I'm just thinking about that. If it was the point of view of old Leatherface, there may have been a plot.
Do you think?
Because that's his sort of. He just loves to
Well, so
get like a spider setting up his web. Sort
well,
of
it was
thing.
interesting. I was doing a bit of research onto it, and apparently, he's actually what he does out of fear of his family.
Oh yeah, because the dad.
Because you got grandpa upstairs.
Oh, Jesus, he's a picture of health.
Unbelievable. Morgs alike.
Yeah. That whole family could have been the Morgs clan.
But then you've got the old man from the gas station, Morgs
yeah,
like.
Yeah.
Then you got the hitchhiker,
Morgs like.
Morgs alike.
Yeah.
And then you got Leatherface
Fat
himself,
Morgs.
Morgs like, fat Morgs. A man with
It's unbelievable. I don't think there's ever been 4 Morgs like in the same family.
A man of many faces.
Yes.
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 And masks.
Yeah,
Man
Leatherface.
of Men and Masks. Okay, couple reviews here. Got a good review. Tom Huddleston from Time Out. Actually got 2 reviews from Time Out tonight.
Okay.
As much as any surrealist art house flick, Texas Chainsaw feels like a nightmare made real, an inescapable but entirely authentic vision of pure hell.
Yeah, absolutely spot on.
It is incredibly frightening. Like,
there's still ridiculous tropes though, where you go, "You idiot,
Yeah,
you
and-
bloody,"
for sure.
You know,
Don't go in the door, mate.
Yeah, I know, like,
Don't go in the
serious,
door.
don't pick up the hitchhiker.
Yeah,
You know, like,
this thing. And look, question time's going to be a lot of fun.
For God's sake,
Question time's going to be a lot of fun. Got a bad review here. Chris Peachment from Time Out as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This abattoir of a movie boasts sledgehammers, meat hooks, and chainsaws.
Oh.
And the result, though not especially visceral, is noisy, relentless, and about as subtle as having your leg sawed off without anesthetic.
Ouch. Noisy for sure.
I think the movie is incredibly visceral, though.
Yeah.
Like it is. It's raw.
Yeah.
It's visceral. It is loud.
Visceral. That's 3 times.
Yeah. Well, it's the new gravitas.
Or dichotomy.
Dichotomy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look. Yeah, interesting. I think tonight's going to be a lot of fun. I think there's a lot to talk about in a movie that goes 83 minutes.
Yeah. I thought it was longer than that, but it must have been
83 minutes.
Far
Yeah,
out.
it's scary.
Yeah.
Ordinary people. Now, we've
Jesus.
already alluded that we're not really going to touch a lot on the cast because not many of them,
Well,
if any, did anything again.
yeah, like they were unknowns leading into it.
And unknowns leading out of it.
Yeah,
Right?
I know.
Their careers died like their characters.
This and
Effectively.
hence the Zero Snorbs report.
I tell you what, though, like Sally,
Yeah.
lead girl,
Yeah.
she had potential for an incredible Snobs report.
And as soon as I saw her with her high beams on when she got out of the car in those white flared tights,
Yeah, she's
I
pretty
thought
girl.
she is 100% got a back catalogue of her getting an orcs out all through. No more shows, no more movies.
Yeah, no, it's
It's like, oh my God.
yeah,
Yeah, like if the potential that she had.
huge potential.
Could have been a Hall of Famer.
Could have been a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Could have been
Well,
the greatest.
Her
Could have,
loss. Sliding doors moment.
could have been one of the greats.
Yeah. Sliding doors.
Okay, so I think the movie really hangs itself on Tobe Hooper, the director.
Yep.
Now he went on to not have a huge career,
But some good
but
ones.
some good ones, mate.
Yeah.
So he had Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Salem's Lot,
Absolutely. The
which-
TV series.
which
the,
is a cracker.
the David Soul one.
David Soul
Starsky and Hutch
is a
one. Yeah.
cracker. Bonnie Bedelia. Yeah.
I remember that when it actually came on TV, that as a mini series.
Yes.
And I actually remember watching the ads going, oh my God, this show looks unbelievable and so scary.
I watched it about 3 months ago.
Oh, did you?
I watch it all the time. It's one of my favorites.
I think I've seen it twice.
It was the first Stephen King book I read, Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
And actually, second, Pet Sematary was the first Stephen King book.
Yep.
Salem's Lot was the next one. And the TV, I remember the TV miniseries as well
Yeah.
from back in the day, but I watch it all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yep.
There was just a movie made, it got released last year.
No, there
Rubbish.
was a new sales.
New
sales- yeah, I saw. Yeah.
Rubbish.
Oh,
and
is
there's
it?
also
Okay.
another miniseries with Rob Lowe.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
But that's not all Toby had
No,
done,
Poltergeist, so directed famously,
which is a brilliant horror
great movie. And I think we definitely will cover that on Born to Watch.
That I'm pretty sure I saw that at the movies, and it scared the living shit out of me.
Famously also produced by Steven Spielberg, and the big rumor is that Spielberg actually directed it,
Oh, okay.
but Tobe Hooper was sort of
What is he?
he sort of just controlled. He puppeted.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
he is credited as being the director of.
he is credited. He is
yeah.
credited, but apparently the rumors are
That
Stephen
Spielberg
King.
took the reins.
No, Steven Spielberg did take the reins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now let's talk a little bit about the concept for the movie.
Yeah.
Right. So, the concept in the early 70s, Hooper was working as an assistant film director at the University of Texas in the documentary department. He credited the news he was seeing on the TV as one inspiration, and the graphic violence he was seeing on TV was one of the inspirations for the film, and based the elements on the murderer Ed Gein.
Yeah, I
who
did
was
read it based on some other.
who
Yeah.
who was in Wisconsin, so he's set in Wisconsin, and he was a grave robber and did eat some people, and he was a bad guy, serial killer Ed Gein, and he's also the
Yeah.
inspiration for Psycho is Ed Gein.
Oh, I did read that. Yeah. Gravedigger and eating people is not a real.
It's not good traits. Not good traits.
You're on Perfect Match. What do you like doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, grave digging,
Yeah.
eating people, that sort of thing. Nice.
Yeah. So he's saying I'm a grave digger. But he also said that the lack of sentimentality and brutality of life, sort of like in the I guess showing a lot of the Vietnam War, showing brains spilled on showing the real violence of that.
Yeah.
It said it led to his belief that man was the real monster.
Right.
And they're just wearing different faces.
Uh-huh.
So he put a literal mask on his bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it works. Yep.
And the idea of using a chainsaw, he was at the hardware store and it was packed, and he thought, what would be the easiest way for me to get to the end of this line? Chainsaw.
Just crank it up.
Crank up the chainsaw. So
Bloody oath.
violent nature, old Tobe.
Yeah.
Toby. Look, we could touch on the characters just briefly.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of characterization going on. I guess the one with the most characterization is probably Franklin. And I'd probably want to...
Is that wheelchair?
What's wheelchair? I'd probably want to headbutt him to death after 5 minutes. He was a pain in the ass.
He was a pain in the ass.
Pain in the ass. But you've got old...
You got Sally.
You got Sally, who's the final girl.
Yep.
And effectively, she really starts the final girl thing. When you think about it.
Last man standing, last girl
so
standing.
from her, it becomes pretty much Laurie Strode in Halloween.
Yeah. Yep.
And they start sort of that the last girl standing.
Yep.
But you've got old mate who's driving the car in the hexagonal glasses, Jerry.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a bit of a dick, and I'm sure we'll get to him
Yeah.
later on. But he offers limited resistance, really.
Oh, mate. Yeah, I know.
Limited. They all offer limited resistance.
Well, they all got bloody completely ambushed.
They do get ambushed,
Yeah.
which I like.
Yeah.
I like that. But then you've got Kirk, who's the first guy that dies. And don't go on the door, mate. I'm sure we'll get to that. You've got Pam, who's
The brunette.
meat hook.
Yeah. Oh.
Then you've got the family.
Yeah. Look, that family made the Quist family from Howling a respectable family.
It did.
They made them quite a respectable family.
Respectable. They were
Marsha
upstanding.
And TC.
They were upstanding.
Yeah, they're good next to this mob. Not that you know their names, it's just like the dad, Leatherface, and the hitchhiker.
Yeah.
But I think their names are in the credits, though.
Yeah, but their names, and I'll tell you what their names are in the credits, right? So you've got Hitchhiker.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you've got Old Man.
Yeah, that's the dad.
Which is the dad. Then you've got Leatherface.
Yeah.
And then you've got Grandfather. That's it.
Yep.
Now, when you first come across Grandpa,
yes,
you think he's dead, right?
Well, because
Upstairs?
Grandma's
dead.
Well and truly dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, we thought he was dead. He pretty much is. I mean, if that guy farted, he'd die.
Mate, what about
that's how old he was?
An absolutely frightening scene was him trying to get him to hit her with a hammer.
Oh, I know. I've got that mentioned.
Yeah.
And
we'll get to that.
Yeah, it's like teaching little kid. Come on,
come on, Grandpa.
Have your first kill.
Come on, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Come on, Grandpa.
You're
the best. You're the greatest.
Yeah, one more
Grandpa's
for our time's sake.
Grandpa's the greatest. He was the greatest.
The greatest killer.
Budget of $140,000.
Yeah.
Almost made $30 million.
Oh, it's a boomer.
Yeah. So Toby really didn't need to work again.
No.
Interesting. A lot of money in the day. Now, Damo, we're going to do something a little bit different as well. We've done 1974.
Oh, yeah.
Hit Sleeper Dud. Now, you've probably done all four.
I have. Yeah.
But I thought, well, you know what have you got? What have you got?
What, just what I've written down?
Yeah. What movies you want to touch on?
Flesh Gordon.
Flesh Gordon?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it. I like it.
Well, that's
it.
It was just a Snorbs fest.
And it was
hilarious.
All the ships look like dicks.
Yeah,
which they did in Flash Gordon anyway, the movie.
Yeah, that's true as well. Yeah. So it wasn't a big stretch. But no, I remember watching that at a at a mate's house. I don't know, maybe we were about 13 or something, and we just laughed our heads off. We watched it like 2 or 3 times in a row,
Wow.
and then there was just it was just random norks all through it as
Big
well.
time.
Yeah,
There was a lot of those sort of piss take porn, soft porn.
but this was really soft. Yeah,
Yeah, really
it was
soft.
really soft. Other one I was going to mention is my dad was the HB Halicki classic Gone in 60 Seconds, which they made a Nick Cage remake of.
With Angelina.
Well, I haven't seen that, but I'd seen the original because it had a 40-minute car chase in it.
Yeah.
And me and my mates from school, we always used to talk about HB Halicki, like the worst leading man you could possibly ever imagine in a movie. It's the world's most boring movie up until the car chase.
Really?
Yeah, just horrible. Just so slow.
The Nick Cage movie's not bad.
Right.
It's Nick Cage.
Yeah, well, I just had no intention to say it. Nope, you can't replicate HB Halicki. I mean, you look the career on that guy. I don't know what else he's done, but, just super, super megastar.
Yeah.
There's my 74s.
Okay, well, I've got two disaster films. Towering Inferno.
Oh, yeah, right.
One of the greats. Paul Newman, Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
Famed O.J. Simpson.
Right.
Quality movie. Really good.
It's one of those disaster epics.
Absolutely. And then Earthquake in the same year.
Right.
Charlton Heston.
Shit, when was Poseidon too? That must have been close.
Not a little bit after.
They loved the disaster movies.
The 70s were big on the disaster movies.
Yeah, I suppose it was like the superhero movies of the noughties.
Sure.
And
well, they did
the
Airport.
Yeah.
Those two, Poseidon Adventure, the Swarm.
Right.
With Henry Fonda.
Okay, yeah, they love
Michael Caine. Michael Caine.
Oh, did you know?
Did you know those are killer bees? So anyway, yeah, a good. Actually, looking through the list, a good year. 74.
Yeah.
Some good movies.
Yeah,
some really good movies in it. Question time. Okay, we are really rolling through this tonight.
Yeah.
In 1974, was Texas the worst place in the world?
Well, if this place was, wherever this town was in Texas,
how bad is it? So
you've got it's pretty sparse. There's dead set no one around, and there's one servo. Like I suppose they got the
gas and barbecue.
Had it all, except nothing.
Yeah.
No, I got no
phone,
fuel,
no fuel,
no petrol, no truck, no nothing. Yeah, it was pretty, and past the abattoir too. Everything was so overgrown and so sparse. You could do whatever the hell you wanted out there.
It looked hot.
Oh, it's stinking hot.
Like they were saying, talking like 43 degrees.
Yeah.
Like for us Aussies.
Yeah, there was
over
100
sweat, degrees.
Like especially in that dinner scene. Because they said that like even I think they filmed it in the day.
Yeah.
So they had to block everything out, and it was stifling hot in there. Yeah. Even the food went rancid and everything on the tables.
Leatherface didn't shower or bathe. And they didn't wash his clothes, so he
would have reeked.
Stunk.
Yep,
he stunk. Okay, so then, why does Franklin piss in a can?
I know.
Do you know what I thought?
He's the wheelchair guy. They wheel him out of the bloody van. Here's a can. Piss in that.
It's not even. You know what? It's not even a.
I suppose. Well,
but couldn't he just whip it out and piss, or do you think he needed to piss in the can? I thought what would have been a better plot device is that he was trying to piss, which is why he goes down the hill.
But what was the point of him going down the hill anyway?
I don't know.
Because he went down the hill because that truck drove past really fast.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh!" Yeah. It's like, what happened?
It's just to show how useless he is, I'm assuming.
I don't know. But yeah, I suppose you can't just go whip it out and piss on the tree, because if you're sitting down in your wheelchair, it's a difficult.
I guess sitting pissing is hard. You try to piss in a car when you're like been driving or whatever, and
into a bottle
or anything. It's not easy.
Yeah, I think I have maybe once or twice. Yeah, it's a mission. It's always a mess.
Yeah, it is always a mess.
Yeah. Old Lloyd Christmas did it in
8 bottles.
And then the cop drank them all.
Okay, are you concerned if you pick up a hitchhiker and he's got photos of the cows he's killed in his pocket?
Yes. Here's some pictures. Yeah.
Isn't that just like, okay, pull over, you're out, mate.
Well, not only that, his face, his demeanor, everything about him before the pictures.
Why are you picking him up?
Exactly. Like he's out here on his own. Let's just pick him up. And it's like this guy is a freaking mental case.
Yeah, he should be avoided. Avoided.
Oh, man.
Why does Franklin have his fucking knife out in the car playing with it?
Yeah. Was he whittling wood or something?
No, he was whittling his fingernails.
Yeah,
But it's like you've got you picked up a hitchhiker.
Yeah.
And you start playing with your knife.
Yeah.
Like you could almost forgive the hitchhiker for getting a bit scatty.
And then the hitchhiker goes, "Thanks, mate. I'll just
I'll
grab
just-
that off you."
Give me your knife. Yeah, sure, mate. Take the knife.
There was some dumb stuff in that whole scene. Like there's 5 of them there all just going, "What the hell?"
So that it goes without saying. Surely rule 1 is don't pick anyone up in this freak town. Don't pick anyone up.
I mean, yeah. Have you picked up hitchhikers?
Never picked up a hitchhiker.
I reckon I have. I did, honestly, probably 8 years ago.
Really?
Yep. 2 blokes. They were, I went, Finglehead.
Yeah.
And you can go all the way up to the north end of Finglehead, and there's a place called Letitia's Spit. You can surf there. It's basically across the Tweed from Duranbar.
Yep.
So you got D-Bar, then you got the Spit. Then you got the Tweed, and then you got Letitia's Spit. These 2 blokes were backpackers, only young guys. They actually thought that they could walk the beaches to get to Tweed Heads.
Yep.
Without realising.
You got to swim.
Yeah.
Through shark-infested waters.
So they were walking back up the dirt road, and I'd been down there having a surf, and I was driving up thinking, shit, these blokes, where are they? And I just pulled out, hey, where are you blokes going? They said, we thought we could walk the beaches, and we've got to get to Tweed Heads. I said, well, I'm actually going to go up there now anyway. And I let them in the car. I got out, they had backpacks on. They're young blokes, they seemed pretty cool. They stunk.
Yeah.
Like they just walked all the way from Melbourne, and I was going up the highway, all 4 windows down in the car. They reeked so bad.
I would never pick up a hitchhiker.
Oh, I couldn't.
Never.
I was like, oh my. Well, I just felt because we're out on this dirt road. I suppose it's horrible. A perfect horror movie setting.
Yeah.
But then another
This
time,
is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard you do.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I helped them out. They were quite appreciative of my lift. But then I picked up another guy. I used to work at this company where we could make sort of signs, but we could print things off, and we ran them through this waxer, so that it was a hot wax and it could stick on things.
Yep.
And they put on the back door of my passenger side car a big sign that said Northern Beaches Gay Board Riders. Now, I didn't even know it was on there. And I remember I picked up a hitchhiker and he was looking at me and he was looking down, and then he's looking at me and he was looking down, and then he got in the car and I drove him wherever the hell he was. This is in the 90s. And it was later when I go, oh, for God's sake, I found this Northern Beaches Gay Board Riders, sign on the car. I thought, that's what this bloke was looking at.
That's pretty funny.
He was good. He was looking there.
He still got in.
Looking there, looking at me. And I was like, you coming in, mate?
He still got in.
Yeah. And now I realise why he was hesitating.
That's funny. Yeah. Don't pick up hitchhikers, people.
No.
Please.
Definitely not.
No.
Well, this bloke gave hitchhikers a really bad name.
A bad name. This guy gave Ivan Milat a bad name.
Yeah, he besmirched the good name of hitchhikers.
He did. Could they have driven away any slower when they kick him out? They were driving about 2 kilometers an hour when they kick him out.
This is when he smears
the blood on the door.
Yeah, and they thought it was some symbol.
Yeah, mark of Zorro
or something, and it turned out to be nothing.
Yeah, smear.
It was just a smear.
Blood smear.
They're analysing it. What do you think this means? What do you think? It's like, yeah, it's just a smear.
Yeah. Astrology, yes or no?
This is the
girl.
Yeah,
well,
brunette.
Mercury's in retrograde, and this is why this is doing that, and this is doing this.
Yes, I know. I think astrology.
Astrology is the biggest crock of shit. I had a mate of mine, and he may be listening to the podcast, and he'll know who he is. But we used to have a laugh because he got divorced, and he used to use astrology as a bit of a pickup line. So he's
because
so when he get the girls like go on a date like on Tinder,
Oh my God.
and he talked to them about actually
Look at the stars have aligned.
He'd go, when's your birthday? They go, February 20th. You go, fucking Pisces. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And they'd be like, and because
He's relatable.
I would say from an astrology perspective, it's female dominated.
Oh, definitely.
Right? Not many men believe in astrology.
No.
So here's a tip, women. If you're on a date and there's a man that's paying any attention to astrology, he just wants to get in your pants.
Yeah, it's
a play. No one believes in it. It is complete and utter bullshit.
I know. It even people say, "What's your star sign?" Like, I know I'm a Cancer. I don't know what that means.
Mate, I'm a Virgo. It just means that I'm a lifelong virgin.
Yeah.
It's effectively what it means. As my wife walks past and says to herself, "I wish that was the case."
No, you've got 2 kids. 2
Yeah, they
roots.
might be immaculate conception. She might have rolled in the wet patch.
Oh, Jesus.
Who knows? Oh, dear me. All right. So we're at the house. The generator's going.
Yeah.
They come around the corner, and there's a lot of cars.
Yeah, Volkswagens.
A lot of cars.
Yeah.
Are we to believe possibly that they're victims' cars or?
Well, they were Volkswagen. I thought they were all Volkswagens. I had the impression that they were collectors. Yeah.
Collectors
Collectors
of human bones and Volkswagens.
But then it makes sense. Yeah, maybe that was their target.
Because they were under a sheet tarp, camoed.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just really like the taste.
You know what?
Volkswagen drivers.
They were in a combi.
You know, they were too.
They were in a combi.
I'm wondering if there's a link.
Thinking,
yeah,
they are victims.
Volkswagen.
The hitchhiker is part of it. He lures them. Game on. What do you think? Are we breaking down the Texas Chainsaw Massacre here?
There could be some sort of link there. Definitely, there definitely could be. Because I did know. I just thought, gee, there's a lot of Volkswagens there, and then the fact that they're in a combi too, or maybe that's just the 70s.
Texas. There's a lot of Volkswagens in Texas.
Yeah,
they loved a German car.
Yeah,
in Texas, which I find.
But those Volkswagens, I think I had a 74 Volkswagen.
Did you?
Yeah, it was a great car. It just went and went and went.
They never stopped.
Yeah.
How many bones is Sally breaking in the window jump? She goes from top level.
First
top floor.
It's probably.
It's 10.
What do you reckon? 10 meters? No, not 10 meters. 8 meters? 7 meters?
6 to 8 meters.
Yeah, I think she would have done at least an ankle.
At least a leg or an ankle.
Unless she's some parkour expert or
well, she landed flat. She's going to break something. Hip, something.
Yeah.
And she just gets up and just starts running away.
She hobbled away.
She did hobble, but she didn't last long, the hobbling.
No. Look, but I would have jumped out the window too.
100%.
Yeah.
She does it twice.
Yeah, that's right. At least one's on the bottom floor.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So the barbecue at the gas station, human?
Yes.
100%.
That's where she looked at it and was like,
what was that thing? What was that thing?
What is he cooking here in his pizza oven? There was bits of
smoker. It was a smoker.
Okay.
It was barbecue. It was a smoker.
Really nicely presented.
The sausages are human, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So then the meat that they're eating
for dinner,
got some barbecue. Humans.
Well, that's what the hitchhiker said. You come back to my house. My brother will cook you up some really nice sausages and stuff.
Yeah. Human.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Oh, definitely. That's why that's what sort of tweaked her spidey senses when she's sitting there on the lounge. She's like,
"He's back. Where's he gone?
This guy's cooking freaking some weird looking meat.
Yeah.
And where's he gone? And yeah.
Okay, last question. On a scale of 1 to 10, and the scale's not big enough, how bad does this house smell?
Oh, yeah, I know. I mean, grandmother upstairs, who's a rotting corpse, would just on its own. And then all the bones and shit that they've got in that bone room.
The armchairs.
They're made of humans.
But did you see she's got fresh arms on the chair? It's a legit.
Because they've been raiding the graves.
But maybe, or is it the girls' arms that they got from the meat hook? Like, whose arms are they?
Oh, my God. Are they pretty fresh?
Are they the guy? Because they look fresh.
Because he's been cutting them up. Yeah. They were probably Clint or the brunette or whoever they were. Yeah, it's probably his arms. Yeah,
Full on, eh?
yeah, because they were freshly cut up. There we go. I've got some new chairs, some new furniture.
Absolutely.
Jeez, yeah.
Well done. A good question time, that.
Yeah.
A lot of questions that we don't want to answer.
Yeah.
Born to watch only fans. We've had a reach out from our friends in the US of A.
Oh.
Middle-aged movies.
Oh,
And we're
yeah.
going to play a little voicemail that was left this week.
All right. So I had a few snafus. This here's Matty D over at the Middle Age Movie Reviews podcast. I am trying to send you my third try at this. Really digging your guys' episode. It's good to see you guys. Good to hear from you guys. I really liked Gallipoli. I'm sorry, I'm American. I don't know how to pronounce this here movie, but I've never seen this in my entire life. I am a huge Mel Gibson fan, but I'm going to have to go back and watch this film. Really loved your coverage of it. Looking forward to hearing more episodes from you guys. Kind of hope you'd come over and come over to our podcast and do a movie with us. But again, I'll reach out to Whitey, see if maybe you guys could join us over here at the Middle Age Movie Reviews podcast. Really digging your episodes. Looking forward to future episodes. Also want to shout out, you guys did a great job with the Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom episode. It's a shame that it doesn't hold up to your guys' views as when you were younger. I know it certainly holds up in my eyes, but hey, you know what? I'm 46, so maybe it's just because I'm a little younger than you guys.
Oh yeah, you're so young, Matt.
Oh,
Isn't
Matty,
he? Like little kid.
you're a baby. 46.
Yeah.
You're essentially, you're 10% younger than us
Yeah.
and 20% younger than Damo.
Oh, come on. No,
Matty-
fair call.
Awesome to hear from you, mate. We would love to come across and do a movie with you, and we'd love to get you guys back on talking movies on Born to Watch as well.
Mm.
So let's tee something up in the future and let's get that done. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Brought to you by our mates at Gage Roads Brew Company. How did your case go?
I haven't cracked it yet.
You haven't cracked it yet? Saving it for a special occasion?
Yeah. Yes.
So I've still got a couple cases under the house,
Yeah.
and that I noticed that a 6-pack had gone missing out of it. I think
Ooh.
that Luke has pilfered them.
He would.
He's in trouble. He enjoys the single fins. So if you're looking for some good piss,
Get
try the
into it.
Gage Roads.
Yes.
Okay, mate. Good. What do you got?
I think as a horror flick, like this is pretty bloody good horror.
Yeah.
Like disturbing horror. Like that first sudden kill.
I've got the same thing.
Like there was the lead up was there was the pig noises.
Yes.
He's making these.
He's luring them in.
Yeah, like just that. Like this is all part of just that real amazing, disturbing horror. That room where old brunette fall on the floor and just looked up. There was a chicken in there.
Yeah.
And then there was just shit all over the floor, bones everywhere. It would have absolutely reeked. That dinner scene, once again, like I don't think there's a more sadistically evil scene than that dinner scene that I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah.
I just think there's her screaming, them laughing.
Did you notice, and this is off the back of us seeing Born to Watch Royalty last week with Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
Did you notice no soundtrack?
Yes.
No music.
Yeah.
And what I read is that they used the noises that the animals would hear in the slaughterhouse as the soundtrack.
Right.
So you hear a lot of machinery noises, a lot of animal noises.
Yeah. The generators going on.
It's just it's so frightening.
It is, even without, because I think when you look at Psycho, like the music is, and as Hitchcock said, it makes up 30% of the movie. I think they probably could have enhanced the movie more with a really freaky, scary score.
Do you think? I think the beauty of it is that it doesn't need it.
That's just silent, yeah.
Doesn't
like
need
that thump, like that first sudden kill, thump, boom, boom,
slamming the door,
and the door slam, but he's having the contortions on the ground. It was, and yeah, also part of that dinner scene, yeah, like we just mentioned with Grandpa. Let's give him the hammer. her head was sitting over that big metal bucket.
Yeah.
We just want you to smash this massive hammer across her skull, and so her head just splatters into this bucket.
Yeah.
And the mishits and the misses and the
glancing blows.
It's like, this is full on horrible torture.
Yeah.
I think the opening credits too, and when I watched Seven, I think this is where Seven got their inspiration.
Yeah.
Just bits and pieces of, like, there's some fingernails, there's some teeth, there's this. And like, it reminded me so much of that really creepy start of Seven.
Great. It's a great start to me.
Actually, another thing that I noticed was similarities in Pulp Fiction was, you know, when they went to Zed's, like, got another spider in the web sort of thing.
Yes.
Like, just going to the wrong place at the wrong time. Here's some big freaking bloke in a leather outfit. I mean, it's a whole different scenario, but they're going to die. It's a full-on horror.
Yeah.
And I took a lot of similarities where they just happened to go into this house, where Bruce Willis and Ving Rhames happened to go into that store. It was kind of had a bit of a similar vibe. So I think Pulp Fiction got some ideas. I think Evil Dead had ideas. I think Seven got ideas, all from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
You know what? You could even go so far as to say that Star Wars, like The Crawl, because
at the
narration at the
beginning.
start. So
Yes, I think The Crawl at the beginning.
There's a lot of inspiration that this movie gives.
Yeah.
That when you look to what comes after it.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And my last thing was Sally's headlights. When she got out of the car at the beginning,
she's a very, very
look
pretty
at the
girl.
cans on this.
She's a very pretty girl.
And that bloke at the cemetery just grabbed her.
Oh, yeah.
Come here with me.
Come with me.
It's like, yeah.
Creep.
Yeah. Yeah, they're my goods.
Go. Yeah. As I've already mentioned it, the narration at the start and the confronting beginning, like the imagery, it's brutal.
It is.
You know exactly what you're in for. It's not going to be fun.
It was a dead armadillo in the beginning.
It's not going to be fun.
No.
No.
And the news report that they were reporting on too was just all
the grave robbery.
Gloom.
Yeah.
It was the grave robbery, and then some other shit about disease and death.
Yeah.
It was like this whole opening is
it's brutal.
Just awful.
Brutal. As I said, 83 minutes. Like, we don't do many 80-minute movies.
No.
But God, it packs a hell of a punch in 83 minutes.
Yeah.
And considering that the first 5 minutes is what we're talking about, narration,
just
seeing the grave robbing bit,
imagery. Yeah.
You don't see a human for 5 minutes. I just think it's probably could be the rawest movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just so it feels documentary style. It just feels so real, so raw, and like you've got there's a lot of close-up stuff when you're like in their face.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of long shots too.
And low shots.
Yeah, but a lot of long shots which make you feel like you are witness
alone?
or witness to what's going on.
Yeah.
You are just a witness, and then it makes you feel like you are in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So I just think it's so, for 1974 with no money, it's so brilliantly shot. Like it is not out of place today.
And I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing. I mean, and I was going to have it in bad too, but the torture was extended to the viewer by the sounds. Like, I started to feel tortured myself listening to her screams and listening to their maniacal laughs. I felt I was being tortured.
It's an uncomfortable watch.
It is. And that's the thing. I think they really prolonged these things to make us uncomfortable. And I did feel like, holy shit, he's torturing me by prolonging this as long as possible.
Well, I guess the funny thing is that every other kill is pretty just quick. So except Meat Hook, like she's the one that, but all the boys get knocked off pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But Sally, it's almost like they're going, well, we've knocked them all off quickly, so we're just going to extend.
It's a cat with a mouse.
Yeah,
here.
we're just going to we're going to play with you.
Yeah,
you know, you're our ball of string. We're just going to play with you
in the most evil way.
Sadistic.
Yeah.
So old man, gas station guy.
Yeah.
And I love this. That at the start you think, oh God, you don't want to be doing that. You think, God, he's trying to help him, right? Great misdirect.
Yeah, I know. Let me just get the truck.
I had forgotten. Because I had not seen this for a long time, I had forgotten that he was a baddie.
Yeah.
So I'd actually written my note going, the gas station guy's trying to help him.
Yeah, I know, but I also found him. He was kind of a bit weird with it too, though.
Oh, for
Not
sure.
like even just sort of trying to hold her and shake. You're right. But I
Yeah.
just thought the way he was going about things, I thought, I don't
Oh,
know.
no. I when she goes back, I'm already going, he's bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, the first time when they
beginning,
turn up, when they go to
yeah.
get petrol,
Yeah.
and he's like, no, you
No, I
don't
got
want to
no
be
juice, mate.
You don't want to go looking at other people's houses.
Yeah.
Don't go doing that.
Yeah.
But then he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
You've already mentioned the first kill, absolutely shocking, fast, brutal, and the slam of the door, and then the silence.
Yeah.
And this is where no soundtrack works, right?
Yeah.
Because you are just left.
Yeah.
You're left with it.
It's like, what?
There's
the
nothing
hell?
to take your mind away
That
from
just
it.
happened.
Yeah. Yeah. The meat hook.
Oh, that's horrific.
Right. So Cobra, the meat hook.
Right.
He puts the guy up on the hook.
You can feel it, can't you?
Mate.
But she just got hung on there, just up through the back.
But then her having to watch the chainsaw and him dismembering her boyfriend.
Yeah.
It's just full on.
And then she's packed in a freezer.
Yeah.
Or whatever that case
It was
was.
it was a freezer. Yeah, definitely. Leatherface is one of the great all-time baddies.
Yeah. He is.
Like he is. Doesn't do a lot for mentally ill people.
Well, they did Master Blaster in Mad Max 3.
Well, this is it. But he is one of the great all-time baddies. Like
Yeah.
you can't escape him. He's
unstoppable
bad.
machine.
Unstoppable.
Yeah.
Unstoppable.
He's like Kane from wrestling.
And because, and the things that I like about him, he doesn't fuck around, quick kills.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Moves on.
But he's also, he lures them with his,
smart.
With his little noises.
He's smart.
Yeah.
I've put no torture porn. So this isn't like Hostel.
No, yeah.
Where
yeah.
it's,
gore fest.
It's a gore fest. There's none of that apart from the dinner scene, which is more mental disintegration.
That's frightening. Yeah.
Mental disintegration. But Leatherface, very anaerobically fit for a big man. Got a motor on him. He's Payne Haas. He's got a motor, mate.
Oh, I know. Because
he just keeps running. He just keeps running. He's dancing, running.
Yeah, he's
Going
cardio.
He's good, super cardio.
You reckon he's a CrossFitter?
He might be.
I reckon he's a CrossFitter.
He might be.
Yeah,
Do
definitely.
you reckon that's the face of someone that he beat at the CrossFit Games?
I reckon so.
Yeah. I really thought Franklin's death was very good and very satisfying.
It was the only one I was like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, this is the thing, and it's like, but him just bursting out of the trees and just straight in with the chainsaw,
to the chest,
chainsaw down, and then
down.
chainsaw in.
And it was like a good quick kill. Yeah. It's like, oh well, he's gone.
But he just kept stabbing him with it.
Yeah, I know.
But also, only guy to be killed with a chainsaw in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, the others, the chainsaw was used
to
dismember. Yeah,
yes. And you've already mentioned it, the dinner scene. It's in each category. It's good, bad, and ugly.
It is, yeah.
But as a and you know what? It only goes for like 5 minutes, 6 minutes. The actual mate, it feels like it goes for 20 minutes. It feels like you are under the pump.
Yeah, I know.
It is brutal.
It is. The terror in her face.
And her vocal cords are got to be good because she screams for 30
yeah,
minutes in this movie
right.
non-stop.
That's what I mean. That's like we were sharing her torture.
Yeah.
We started to get tortured by her screams.
Yeah.
So that is in my bad.
Let's go. Bad.
That is my bad. That screaming, that non-stop screaming, and their maniacal laughing. It started to really grate on me badly.
But it stays with you.
Oh yeah.
So you found it annoying?
I found it torturing. Torturous. I was like, God, this is just really uncomfortable to keep listening to this. But constant scream, just turn it off.
So when I explain this movie to people, I would say it's just a movie full of screaming, because that's all I remember from the movie is that it's effectively her screaming for 30 minutes.
Well, not as much as it is compared to Indiana Jones and the how many times did Kathleen
Kate Capshaw
about 77 times
71 times I think it was.
Yeah, they were individual screams. This was one
long scream,
just constant screaming. Yeah. I found some of the acting was a bit, how you going? Like, especially old wheelchair mate, like at the beginning, talking about, hey, that's the slaughterhouse. Yeah, they used to take cattle in there and hit them with a sledgehammer and this. And it was like...
He does have one of the best lines in the movie, though. I can't farm enough.
I think some of the acting was a bit, how you going?
But he's the only one, though. I think the rest of them are fairly
the bloke
serviceable.
Well, when you've got that hitchhiker like stabbing himself and doing stuff, and they're in the car too, it's like they were like, mate, they should have stepped up the plate a bit more.
Oh no, he should have been just as soon as
Yeah.
he was.
Oh, the door's open, mate.
No,
You're out.
You're out.
You
Yeah.
just.
And just keep driving.
But I mean, that house had a freaking tractor beam because they
all found their way there.
They were all moths
Yeah.
attracted to the light for something.
I'm going to go to the swim hole, which just ends up being, let's go find.
Let's go.
Oh, a house. I've never seen a house before.
Yeah, there's a generator. Let's all go to this house. Like, why would you keep going? But they just kept going to the.
But also, are you for real that you're going to open the door? You're going to say hello 7 times.
Yeah.
And you're still going to go in?
Yeah.
Just say, oh no, there's no one here.
Yeah, exactly.
Turn around, walk away. 5-minute movie.
Yeah. And what was his plan? I want to buy 5 liters of petrol off
I'm
you.
going to leave my guitar.
Yeah, but what? Get 5 liters of petrol? Well, he's not going to carry any more than that. They're going to get 10, 20 k's up the road, and then they'll be out of juice again.
It's crazy.
It wasn't a good plan.
No, and come on, there's got to be more than one service station. Within
I know.
Like I know it's 1974, but there's a cemetery there.
Yeah,
which means that we're sort of near some sort of populace. Just drive back into town.
Yeah, I don't know how much juice unless they were running on like empty,
or just stay at the service station.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've got the delivery coming.
Yeah.
Like they don't know any better at that
said,
stage.
Let's go to Grandpa's house, like his old house.
What a house that was, though.
Yeah.
That was a big house. Old Franklin's.
And quite run down.
Quite run down. Don't go going into other people's houses. I don't think he's going to mind. I don't think anyone's been in this house for 20 years.
No. Well, and if your neighbours are the Leatherface family, it's not many. Let's get the neighbours together for a barbie.
Yeah, having a barbie.
Yeah.
We're going to eat Jack.
Oh, jeez.
Anything else for bad?
No.
Okay. I've got Franklin's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
He annoys me.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. We always talk about it on the podcast about characters are supposed to elicit some emotion from you. Love them or hate them. I just thought he was an idiot.
Yeah.
He just annoyed the fucking shit out of me.
Whiny.
Yeah.
Complaining.
What about
That's my ugly. The raspberries.
But then Hitchhiker does it.
Exactly.
Like what was this the thing? Was this a thing on set?
Yeah, I was thinking back in the 70s, the raspberry carried a bit more, I don't know,
gravitas
than what it does now. Because now you go, what are you, a 4-year-old little kid? Like, to be blowing raspberries as in, like, that's, instead of saying, go get stuff, you cockhead. No, I'm going to blow him a raspberry. But that's his big weapon.
But like, seriously, Franklin, you are in a wheelchair. You are limited what you can do. You are limited. You are not going to come down the trail and get in the house.
I know.
You're not going upstairs.
Yeah.
Of course, they're going to do things without you.
Sorry.
Deal with it, mate.
Girlfriends and boyfriends are up here.
There's some finger blasting going upstairs.
Yeah.
And the other thing, what are they laughing about?
And how loud were they laughing?
What are they laughing about?
Sometimes these sounds were just like the thing, like prolonged, loud laughing.
I'm sorry,
screaming.
Jerry was not funny.
No, they were cacking. They're just walking around the house,
just cacking.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, look, frame.
I was just stupid.
Yeah,
yeah.
And not only that, like Franklin, why are you making her push you through the dark?
Oh.
Like, you deserve to be chainsawed.
I'm coming with you. I'm in a wheelchair. I'm going to go through this dense scrub bush
So
where we don't know where.
We don't know where we're going.
Yeah, like, I mean, and I know you want to be involved, but, there's sort of limitations. She said, look, I'm not going to be able to push you up and down hills and things. And it's like,
dumb. I've got don't enter the house, mate. Like, come on, Kirk, be better.
Well, so Kirk was the first guy. Second guy was Jerry. He saw the towel on the.
He saw the towel, so he saw...
but there was some more noises coming from in there, like little kid sort of sound or something.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I wonder what's in here. Yeah. An axe to your head.
Big time.
Yeah. Well, he did find old brunette in the freezer.
The freezer, yeah.
And then he turns around and gets an axe to the forehead.
Yeah, game over. Game over.
Yeah.
Cannibals.
Yeah.
Look, it's not ideal.
No.
At all. And I've got young people just seem so oblivious to everything.
Really
And then they're
naive.
like free, it's like a bit hippie, maybe free
Yeah.
love,
Yeah.
free this, free that. No. Be a bit more aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
Like you are literally at the arse end of the world. Don't go into someone's house.
No, especially when when it's pretty obvious there is no one home because no one's communicated with
No.
you. You scream. But yeah, as we said though, it would have reeked.
Yeah, you get
would've-
to that door, you're like, I'm not
There's-
going in there.
There's death in this
I
house.
am not going in there.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Damo? What about ugly?
Well, that was it. The raspberries.
Yeah.
Like I just think back in the day, they must have been like, oh yeah, let's give him the raspberry. It's like that's really
The raspberries were bad.
terrible. It's
But
like
just him, like the way he was doing it was like,
I know. I was like, it's just instead of just having a bit of a swear rant,
yeah, get fucked, Sally.
yeah, I'm gonna blow you a raspberry.
Yeah. He was good at it though. He did blow a good raspberry.
I think
Short, like they weren't
Yeah.
like
short controlled burst.
short controlled burst. There was a pulse rifle, M41A,
Yes.
like short controlled bursts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I've got this Texas is ugly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to go there or
No.
be anywhere near it.
No.
Head cheese. Now, at the start of the movie, when the hitchhiker gets in the car and starts talking about head cheese.
Did he say that?
Yes, and let me just tell you what head cheese is.
It's like cheeseheads. Is that
Well,
isn't that a team, a college
head
team?
cheese. Head cheese or brawn is a meat jelly or terrine made of meat, somewhat
Oh.
similar to a jellied meatloaf. It is made with flesh from the head of a calf or pig. So
Delicious.
they take all the stuff from the head
Don't
and
waste
they
it.
set it in a
Gluteny. Bit of a
gluteny.
jelly.
Yeah,
Or, it sounds delicious.
horrendous.
What do you think you'd have with it? A nice bottle of wine and
Chianti and some
some
fava beans.
Yeah.
Yeah, head cheese bad.
Oh my god.
I thought one of the grossest scenes in a movie of gross scenes, Grandpa sucking the finger of Sally.
Well, that's when
and
you
sort of coming back to life.
That's when you knew he was alive. It
Yeah.
was like, wait, hang on. I thought, what are they bringing Grandpa down for? And then he starts sucking on a finger.
And he
yeah.
starts sort of, he's like he's a vampire.
Yeah, that's right. Because
He needed more blood to suck because he was useless with the hammer.
he hadn't seen light for a while.
No, he hadn't.
Grandpa.
He hadn't. And look, the house in general, ugly. And I'm with you. Like, if you open that door, you're getting a waft of some of the worst stenches.
Well, even there was live animals like the chicken. Like it would just stunk anyway.
Yeah.
You go, hang on, there's feathers and crap all over the place.
Awful. Well done, mate. We've done it.
Yeah.
Damo's quick fire.
Well, there you go. The first one. There's definitely popular culture, which
Yep.
we have discussed.
Yes.
So the name,
name.
obviously, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is very well-known name.
Yep.
Anything else?
Leatherface.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
I'd go Leatherface.
And the chainsaw as a weapon. I think it
Yeah.
popularized it. I don't think you'd have Evil Dead.
No.
I don't think that would
Oh,
happen.
that's right, because Ash, he got
Ash
yeah.
He gets the chainsaw
Yeah.
on his hand.
Yep.
But yeah, I think chainsaw as a weapon really popularized.
And also, as you said, the last girl standing.
Yep, that's a good trope.
Yeah, definitely. Biggest douchebag. We know who this is.
Well, it could be. It's Franklin.
yes.
It's definitely Franklin. But I want to give.
Servo.
I want a Jerry.
Oh,
because he's
driving the car. The
But not only
mystery
that,
machine.
he's like teasing Franklin about you're going to die. I guess in the wheelchair, someone's going to come
He's
and get you.
He's put the mark on there. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to come and get you. I was like, you're a bit of a dick, Jerry.
He was, and he should have stopped the van instantly when old mate was started cutting himself and doing
and
stuff.
not only that, like there's no way he's rooting Sally.
He's batting.
He's batting well above his average.
Yeah,
That's
definitely. A 5-minute movie. I don't know.
Well, just drive. Just keep driving.
Well, they didn't get petrol, but just don't go to the freaking waterhole or don't go snooping around into people's homes.
Yeah, just stay in the car. Just go and find somewhere where there's petrol. Go back to the cemetery to where all those people are and go, where's the service station?
Yeah.
And they'll be helping the police there.
Yeah. Just because this was just all they just happened to get into the tractor beam of the house and all die.
No thanks.
Ripley running.
I think Sally is an awful runner.
Yeah, I've got this in my listen to this where, what was his name? Gunnar
Hansen.
He said that he had to keep slowing down
Yeah.
because she was the world's slowest runner.
And he had lifts on. He had a fat suit on. He
Yeah.
had like all this stuff going on, and he's
going
still
like,
running faster
this
than her.
chick's going so goddamn slow,
Yeah.
and he had to keep stopping. So her running was up there with Kim Mills from Taken. She didn't have the real girly run, the little kid run.
Do you know what she reminded me a bit of? You've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Okay. At the end, the girl that he's like, and she ends up running through the.
Is she on fire? No,
not yet. But she becomes on fire. But she's like, and that's how Sally sort of ran. She runs through the window into the pool.
God, that's a hell of an end scene, isn't it?
Oh, mate! And then Leo goes and gets the flamethrower. Yeah.
It's like,
and he's like,
when he finally speak to the neighbours.
Yeah.
Was that the one from that movie?
Yeah. What's the movie called?
I don't know.
Movie.
Like,
I want to get a poster for it. It was a war movie.
Yeah.
The 14 Fists of McCluskey.
Is that what it was?
I think it is. I think it's the 14 Fists of McCluskey or something like that.
That's a good name. I didn't know that.
I think that's what it's called.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I think it's what it's called. Let me confirm that. The 14 Fists. Fists. Yeah.
Is that what it is?
It's the 14 Fists of McCluskey. Is a fictional World War II action adventure film directed by Paul Wendkos, starring Van Johnson, Rod Taylor, Sal Mineo, and Rick Dalton as Sergeant Mike Lewis within the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That is brilliant.
The 14 Fists of McCluskey.
That's one of the best war movie names ever.
Yeah, and that's like Al Pacino's like, I just watched the 14 Fists of McCluskey. And he's like, is that the flamethrower from the 14 Fists of McCluskey? Sure is. It's awesome.
That's so funny.
I've been looking for a poster for the 14 Fists of McCluskey.
Oh, that is.
Yeah. Amazing.
I never knew that name. That is brilliant. An additional scene, robot sentries.
Absolutely not.
What about the truck driver? What do you think? What happened to him? He's
still
running
what
down
do you
the
reckon
road.
what happens to him? What? And not only that,
he's still running.
Do you know what I don't understand? They've closed the door. They're both in the thing.
Yes.
Drive off.
Turn the keys and
drive
get moving.
off.
I know.
Drive off.
He's trying to chainsaw through the steel door.
But not only that, like, okay, you've seen the guy. You've run over a guy.
Yeah,
you've seen the girl.
Yeah.
She's covered in blood. Don't turn the car off.
No.
Don't turn the car off.
I know. But he had one good shot with the wrench and
good
got
shot
it beautifully.
And then
it
cut
was
his
like
leg.
point blank range, like bang, wrench to the head, and then he just kept going.
He just kept
going.
He
was gout.
Yeah.
He's down the road. He's just
Gump. He was gumped out.
Yeah. Well, he was about 120 kilo gout.
He was. Yeah.
And then the other bloke that rocked up, he's like, Jesus, jump in the bloody back.
Yeah, his car was off too. He had to start the car as well.
Like,
what are these people doing stopping their cars?
Yeah. Anyway, so Whitey's Brad Pitt. I think we have to go to Sally. Yeah,
100%.
It could have been
The brunette's a good sort though.
She's
She's
pretty,
but
yeah.
Sally's a great sort.
Yep, definitely. And well, we've already discussed our Morgs likes. It's the whole Morgs family.
Oh, it is. It's
Grandpa, Servo Dad,
Hitchhiker Morgan,
Hitchhiker,
Old Man Morgan,
Leatherface, Fat Morgs.
Yeah.
It's pretty comprehensive.
Easy.
Full family.
And probably some of the people in the graveyard too could be Morgs as well.
Yeah, there was a lot of Morgses.
This is a movie of Morgses.
That's it. Well, that's it for Quickfire.
Well done. Now, Damo, generally here we would slide into the Storms report, but there's nothing.
It's a real blight on this movie. To say,
How
a lot
dare
of
they?
people judge the strength of a movie by the strength of its Snorbs report.
Well, we do.
Yeah, well, a lot of people do.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
There's at least 6 other people that we know do.
So, yeah, it really does knock this back a few cogs.
Yeah.
I think not being able to have a really good, successful Snorbs report.
It's
really,
a shame.
Yeah.
It's really taken the shine off this one.
Yes.
So we'll slide into listen to this. What do you got?
Well, we kind of touched on this, like why the film was marketed as being based on actual events.
Yes.
This was a deliberate conceit to attract a wider audience. Though it was also intended as a subtle commentary on the political climate surrounding its release, because as Hooper believed, similar lies presented as facts were being pushed by the government on a regular basis on subjects like Watergate and the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
And he felt like if they're lying on the news about the war, they're lying about Watergate, I'm just going to say this is a true story and lie about that as well.
Why not?
Everyone else is doing it.
Certainly works.
When in Rome.
Yeah.
The other thing I had was just, also how slow Sally was running, because Gunnar Hansen kept saying, like, mate, you have to keep bloody intentionally slow down.
Yeah.
Because she was so damn slow running.
She was bad.
Yeah.
She was bad. So so Sally, all the blood on her shirt was pretty much real. It was hers from running through the scrub.
Oh,
brush.
like getting sliced
She got
up
scratched
a bit.
and stuff. So a lot of the blood on her shirt was actually real blood.
Yeah, well, she was
from
running
her.
through at night, like, and it wasn't really well lit.
No, and it was
like
thick branches.
Yeah,
Like, it wasn't easy.
yeah. Gee, she stood out though at night with the white pants. Though.
Yeah, it's a mistake.
Yeah,
White pants are always a mistake, I reckon.
I would have predated it. I would have gone the mud
Would've mudded.
camouflage, yeah,
mudded,
or something, and just stood
Just
still.
lie down.
Yeah,
Just lie down.
you know what she did? Not only did she stand out in the white pants, she kept screaming, giving her location away.
Shut up! I was
Shut
thinking
the hell
exactly.
up.
Just shut
Just
up.
cover yourself in some leaves.
Yeah.
And you'll be okay.
Yeah, I agree. So John Larroquette got paid for his opening narration with a joint.
Did he?
That was it.
Wow.
One marijuana joint.
Was John Larroquette a name in '74?
No, he hadn't done Night Court yet.
No, yeah.
He hadn't done Stripes either.
That's right, Colonel Stillman.
Yeah. Okay, so Leatherface wore 3 different masks.
Right. Yeah. I
Okay.
don't think I did read it, but I didn't really pick up. They all similar.
So the killing mask, the old lady mask,
Your sports.
and the pretty woman mask.
So you got your sports, you've got your night attire,
Yeah.
and you got your everyday
Yep.
sort of sneakers.
Yep. So the killing mask was when he killed, right?
Yep.
Which was the ones when he killed everyone. He was wearing the killing mask. But then the old lady mask is when you see him in the apron and he's making dinner.
Dinner, right? Yeah.
So he's got a different mask on.
Yeah.
And then when he's at dinner, he's got the mask on that's got all the makeup on it.
Yeah.
Right? Which is just brutal. Like, it's so frightening.
That in itself is just absolute freakiness, isn't
Yeah.
it?
So he couldn't. So the mask. The idea of the mask is that there was no personality under the mask. And so when they were talking about the character and what worked with the character, he said that because he couldn't talk, so Leatherface couldn't talk, so he used the masks to communicate what he was doing.
That's
what frame of mind he was
kill
in.
mode.
Yeah, what frame of mind he was in.
I'm in cooking dinner mode.
Yeah, absolutely. So then the grandpa.
Yeah.
So he got the old age makeup on him, right? And listen to this. They decided he did it once after getting the old age makeup. He decided he didn't want to go through the process again, right? Meaning that all the scenes with him had to be filmed in the same session before he could take the makeup off. This entire process took about 36 hours.
Oh my God.
5 hours to put the makeup on. So during a brutal summer heat wave with an average temperature over 100 degrees, which is about 42 degrees Celsius,
stifling,
with a large portion of it spent filming the dinner scene.
Yeah.
With him wearing the suit, necktie.
He's not doing much in the scenes.
No, he's not.
He's a background character, or he's just sucking a finger.
Absolutely. So the hitchhiker, Edwin Neal is his name.
He was sweating his tits off.
Yeah. Filming the dinner scene was the worst time of my life.
Oh, really?
And he's been in Vietnam.
Wow.
With people trying to kill him. So it shows just how bad it was. So, according to the hitchhiker, Edwin Neal, Texas state troopers actually shook his hand and thanked him for causing crime to drop 18%.
Oh, wow.
Apparently the message audiences took away from the movie.
Don't hitchhike.
Don't pick up hitchhikers.
Yeah. Or don't pick them up. Yeah.
Don't pick them up.
Don't go into people's homes.
So most of the actors didn't actually meet Gunnar Hansen, let alone see him in costume before their first, which was also usually their last scene with him.
Yes. Yes, I know.
Yeah. Well, and so the movie was originally titled Leatherface.
Okay.
But they thought, no, let's go a bit hardcore with Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Creative.
Yes.
Creative. Like, let's just call it what it is.
Yeah. And but in saying that, we've already mentioned only one person killed with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
In the massacre.
But a lot of chainsaw noise, a lot of chainsaw action.
A lot of chainsaw dancing.
A lot of chainsaw swipes.
Yep.
And chainsaw dancing, yeah.
You got any quotables?
I do not have any quotes.
Okay. Jerry, That's the last goddamn hitchhiker I ever pick up.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
And then the old man sitting at the table when they're teasing him about not killing.
Yeah.
And he goes, I just can't take no pleasure in killing. There's just some things you got to do. Don't mean you have to like it.
Good God. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
And then the hitchhiker, you could have dinner with us. You like head cheese? My brother makes it real good. You'll like it.
Jesus. So he wants to go and have that skull jello
Fucking
head cheese.
gross. So gross.
Yeah, you like head cheese. Oh, my God. Now that I know what it is.
Yeah, it's foul.
It's not really tempting, is it?
It's not.
You know, you want to come over at my
I
house
think
and eat some rat's guts?
Any form of like terrine or even trifle. I'm not a big trifle fan.
Yeah.
And I think I'm not a big jelly guy. Like I could maybe eat a little bit of jelly, but it's not in my top 1,000 foods that I would go to.
Yeah.
Film school for F-wits. Now, groundbreaking horror movies
Mm-hmm.
and why they're good.
Yep.
We're going to start. This is in no real order, but number 1, The Shining.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Now we've already covered it, so people
Yeah.
go and listen. That was with Croaksy. We brought Croaksy in for the first time. He chose the movie.
Australia's greatest look back actor.
That's him.
And off pink or salmon shirt specialist.
Yeah, definitely salmon shirt specialist.
Yeah.
Obviously, directed by Stanley Kubrick. It bears very limited resemblance to the Stephen King novel.
That's right. Yeah.
But obviously, Jack Nicholson's "Here's Johnny" is iconic, and it was ad-libbed.
Yeah.
And it's a more like visual storytelling over scares. Like it's
spooky. It's haunting.
Spooky. Yeah,
but it's also heavily layered.
Yeah, very.
Remember,
layered.
there is multiple interpretations of this movie.
Yep. So ambiguous ending. Just was Jack there the whole time? Is he a ghost? How does it end? So asks a lot of questions.
Yeah.
So really, really good movie, and a movie that you can watch many, many, many times.
And incredible music.
Incredible music.
Yeah.
Incredible music. Number 2, Psycho.
Oh.
Started the slasher genre, really. Alfred Hitchcock's probably his masterpiece, the movie that he's probably really known for. Killed the lead off early, so killed the girl off middle of the movie. She thinks she's the lead, and she gets.
Well, it's a different story. She's got the money, and she's escaping and buys the car, and you go, "What's this about?" It's like, well, that's got nothing to do with the movie. It's about what happens when you get to the Bates Motel.
Yep, absolutely. It's Jamie Lee Curtis's mum too, isn't it?
Yes, Janet
Lee. Janet Lee.
You know, old Norman Bates's mum was very similar to the Leatherface's mum.
Yeah. So eventually, as I said, laid the groundwork for every slasher film that followed. Really. Number 3, Halloween, 78. Yep. Carpenter, who's Born to Watch, love him.
Yep.
A very basic premise, right?
Michael
Very
Myers.
basic presence. You've got that,
but he's got
the shape.
But he must have got influence from this movie as well. So he's got
100%.
the mask on Michael Myers, the mask on Leatherface,
and Final Girl,
and a big kind of obviously mentally challenged unit, just unstoppable force.
Incredible score.
Oh, God, yeah.
Incredible score.
Actually, all 3 that you've mentioned, Psycho,
and
then this. Yeah.
Great music.
Yep.
And we're going to back it up with the 4th with incredible score, The Exorcist.
Undeniably brilliant movie.
Tubular Bells. We did it.
Mike,
it was a hard 5.
I gave it a 4.75.
You gave it a 4.75.
I'm not a horror. Well, but Morgs gave it a 5 too.
Morgs gave it a 5, and it was only like his first or second time watching it.
It's a magnificent movie, and so confronting and shocking.
Absolutely. First horror film to be nominated for Best Picture. So many great performances. Possession,
Linda
projectile
Blue's
vomiting, terror.
It was spooky.
Just a great movie.
Like, really spooky.
1968 Night of the Living Dead. George A. Romero's the original zombie flick.
Yeah. Okay.
Black and white.
Wow.
And it's more of a commentary on society, right? And you should watch it. It's actually really good. Bleak, brutal, and still powerful today. Black protagonist, groundbreaking in 68.
Yeah. Okay.
So the lead guy was a black guy.
Sidney Poitier.
Poitier. I watched some of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, really good. Really good. Number 6, getting more modern now. the Blair Witch Project.
Oh, definitely groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So found footage, the first found
Yeah.
footage movie.
Spooky.
Yeah, $60,000 budget, 250 million global.
Oh my God.
The
So-
marketing,
Guerrilla marketing. Like
The marketing.
It fueled itself.
Yep.
It was incredible how it just, you got to go see that. You got
And
to go see that.
and an amazing final shot with him in the corner, and then
sudden.
and then the movie's
Almost Texas Chainsaw Massacre, sudden
Yep.
first kill, bang, boom.
over. One of the great. Like I remember watching it. We watched it together
Yeah,
First
I remember
time
you reminded me. Yeah,
at my house, and there was about 12 of us
Yeah.
with the projector in the front room. It was
pirate.
great. Really, no, it wasn't pirate. It was just I got the copy from the US DVD.
Okay.
It's back in the days where you could get multi-zone DVD players.
Right.
So I used to buy a lot of stuff from the States. Number 7. Now, reviving the slasher flick, 1996, Scream.
Oh yeah.
Wes Craven.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. The slasher flick was dead. Wes Craven decided to bring it back again. Does the offs the lead girl? You think that Drew Barrymore is going to be the star of the movie? She
does
dies in the
beginning,
first 7 minutes. A really good fun movie.
Yeah. Is it Courtney Cox in that one? No.
No.
That's
Yeah,
the-
Courtney Cox is in
yeah,
that. She's
yeah.
Gail Weathers,
Yeah, that's it.
the news reporter.
Yeah. David
Arquette.
Yeah.
It's a great cast.
Scary movie.
Good
yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Neve Campbell.
That's where scary movies come
Correct.
from the screen.
Correct. So
Yeah.
Ghostface became iconic.
Yeah.
And just a really, really good revival of the slasher flick.
Scary movie.
Look, that's it.
Yeah.
Just 7 very quick movies that groundbreaking horror films. There's a
Yeah.
heap.
Oh,
Could have gone hot. Could have gone Aliens. Or Alien could have gone.
any werewolf one.
Yeah,
A
any
couple of
like there's so many good
vampire ones.
so many good horrors.
Yeah.
Now it's that time where you've just listened to one of the great intros of the movies. It's kick-ass credit song.
Okay,
And
here we
look,
go.
I've been a little slack on the kick-ass credit songs of late.
It gets hard to continue, like with the sort of top shelf Stan Bush kick-ass songs. It's hard to keep
It is
up.
hard. It is hard. So what I'm gonna do is we're just gonna pause you for 1 sec because
We got to get you a melody. You go.
I think I got it.
It doesn't matter if you don't anyway.
Doesn't matter. Wing it. Might record it another time. Okay, here we go. It's called.
Let me guess.
Go.
Leatherface.
No.
Oh.
Chainsaw is my weapon of choice.
Oh.
Okay. 5 kids on a road trip. Pick a hitchhiker up whose reality's ripped. Day job killing cattle. He takes Franklin's knife. Now everyone's rattled. Texas by day is a hell of a shithole. Stopping for gas might end in a hole. Pick the wrong door in a place. Leatherface, now begin the chase. Chainsaw is my weapon of choice. Don't scream too loud or you'll lose your voice. Meat hook, just hang there and watch. For maintenance ahead and dessert is the crutch. Leatherface, pretty fit for a big guy. You can't outrun. You can't outrun. You'll surely die. Chainsaw is my weapon of choice.
Chainsaw is my weapon of choice. It's excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think that's not bad.
I was trying, does it remind me of something?
Oh, it's definitely.
Chainsaw is my weapon of
You know what?
choice.
I didn't have a song in my head to go the melody with. It was just I put a little bit of a bridge in there. I put I just thought,
it had it all. The other weapon of choice, the worst weapon of choice was
love is a weapon of choice.
no, but in the movie, old garage dad, his weapon of choice, the straw broom.
Oh, what about him just poking it
The
with it in
straw
the car?
broom. Yeah, but he knocked the knife out of her hand with the straw broom.
But you know why? He didn't like killing. Now you look in hindsight, he wasn't the
Yeah.
killer, but he did like poking it. Just kept poking her in the
the
car.
straw broom was quite effective. It
Very effective.
put it down.
You know what though? Like, you got the knife. Charge him with the knife.
Yeah.
The straw broom is not.
Straw broom,
it's not that, it shouldn't be that
he just
effective.
went flip, and the knife went out of her hands.
The straw broom is not an effective weapon of choice.
No, I know.
No. All right, moving on. Star of the show, Damo.
I'm going to have to go for the director
Tobe Hooper. Yep.
because I don't. It's pretty hard to, a lot of screaming and laughing from the people. I think at
The
that
vision?
time in 1974,
Yeah.
he would have shocked the shit,
I shocked the world, mate.
out of everyone. This thing was not. Nothing was anywhere comparable to this at that time.
Yep. That's a good call.
Yeah.
I've gone Leatherface.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Just because he's
Gun
so
Hansen,
iconic,
yeah,
right? Just
yep.
so iconic.
Yep.
And fit. Fit.
Well, as we established, CrossFitter.
Yeah, has to be.
Yeah.
Has to be. Okay, well done. The Rank Bank. Got a few options here. Head cheeses,
Oh, that's not. Yeah.
meat hooks,
Oh.
chainsaws, flesh masks, cannibal families,
Ew.
broken voice boxes from screaming
yeah,
too
I love
much,
screaming. Yeah.
pen knives,
I
chainsaw dancers.
think we might have to go the last one.
Why don't we do sunrise chainsaw dancers?
Oh, well, that sounds really romantic.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
It was, the sun.
It was a beautiful shot, like
Yeah.
like him dancing, the sun just
The
beating, glistening off the blade.
Yeah. It was beautiful.
It was,
Poignant.
mate. It was the dichotomy of life. So, Damo, how many sunrise chainsaw dancers are you going to give the Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
This is certainly not a movie I will ever watch again. I'm not into horrors,
Yeah,
but I also can appreciate a horror. Horror people will be given this 4s and 5s
yeah.
and 4.5s. This is not for me. But I still think it's a pretty bloody groundbreaking movie. I only give it 3.
3. Okay,
Yeah.
wow, fair enough. Look, I'm almost exactly the same as you. It's not a movie that I may never rewatch this again, unless, of course, Luke wants to watch it, or
Right.
maybe Isabel in 25 years' time wants to watch it. But it's definitely not one that is high on the rotation.
No.
But I'm with you. I can appreciate it for what it is, and I think for a movie that's 51 years old,
Oh.
to still pack the punch that it does,
But to be banned from countries
25
into the
years.
90s.
1999 in the UK.
Yeah. Like and in Australia into the 80s.
Yeah.
Like this thing that's sort of when people know that, I've got to go and
Gotta
watch
watch
that.
it. Gotta
I
watch
have to watch that.
It's marketing.
It's the best.
It's the best form of
publicity.
marketing. Yeah,
No, this is banned. Just like Sex Panther, banned in what 14 countries.
it should be. It smells like baby's turd wrapped in a diaper or whatever.
Yeah.
Smells like Bigfoot's dick. I'm giving it 3.5 sunrise chainsaw
Yeah, nice
dancers.
dance, yeah.
Because I and you're right. I think that people might get upset that we're not giving this 4s, 4.5, 5s. This is not my kind of movie. Like, and don't get me wrong, I do appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah. I prefer a horror movie like say The Exorcist.
Yes.
That has a spookiness to it. Like let's even go. It's not a horror movie like The Sixth Sense. Like you
Yes.
just that sort of spooky haunting thing is what I like in a horror. I don't like seeing sledgehammers and chainsaws and people getting hacked to pieces. I really don't like that.
Yeah.
There was that Nicole Kidman one where she lived in that house and
The Others. That's a great movie.
Absolutely love that movie. That movie is phenomenal.
Brilliant.
And it is just so haunting.
The twist in that is incredible.
It's brilliant. Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. I really, really like that movie.
Okay, coming in at 3.25 Sunrise Chainsaw Dancers, it is equal with 3.25 Land Sharks.
Oh, Tremors.
Tremors.
Yeah.
That was your first
It was my
episode.
debut.
And 3.25 Wet Mounds of Clay. Ghost.
Oh, God, yeah.
So, look, we've got this bit of a...
Are there only 3 movies on 3.25?
Yeah.
You would think there'd be a lot more on 3.25.
There is 4 above it on 3.33.
Yeah, right, okay.
Backdraft, Ocean's 11,
Oh,
Silver
oh,
Linings
God.
Playbook, and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay.
And, 5 of them. The Wedding Singer.
Okay, radio.
Whorish best friends with a heart of gold.
Right. Yeah.
And then just above, 3.19 on its own. Love Actually,
Okay.
US four
Yeah,
ways.
US one.
Yes. Now we look to next week, and next week's a
Mm.
special week in the Born to Watch calendar.
Is it something to do with the date?
It is to do with the date. May the 4th be with you. And for the third year in a row, we're going to do a Star Wars film.
Sounds like we might have to do
We-
the
we-
Ewoks.
We're going to round out.
Orders of Endor. Or Caravan
Yeah,
of
we're
Courage.
in Caravan of Courage.
Yeah, right.
And not the kebab shop
Yeah.
on Pittwater Road.
Yeah.
But we're going to round out the only Star Wars trilogy that matters.
Yep.
And we're going to do Return of the Jedi.
Should be good.
It should be good. It's not my favorite.
No, I know. Well, I went to the movies on Saturday night and saw
Oh, you went
Revenge
saw
of the Sith.
How was that?
It was good to see on the big screen again. It really was.
Mm.
And you know how we were talking about the Disney sequels?
Yes.
And when they play the music and it absolutely means nothing, like that Two Moon Sunset sort of thing,
Yep.
or the two, whatever. They played that music.
Binary Sunset.
Right at the end.
Yeah.
And they had the Leia theme just before that. And they had the Vader theme just before that.
Yeah.
And it actually, I did feel it. I did.
Well, we'll talk about where
Yeah.
we might rank. We might do a little ranking at the end of the show next week about where the movie sit, where Return of the Jedi sits in the big scheme of things, and we know that we are huge fans of the first two.
Yeah.
A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. I still always had anything in the first three above anything else, but we'll see what happens. But at the end of the movie, people clapped.
Right. I don't know if it deserves
people. I know. It's like, geez. I think it's because they have seen the sequels and realised how shit house they are.
Oh, for sure. I think it's just thank God. And
Yeah.
no, but I've got to say that it's high. Revenge of the Sith is high quality.
It is good. It's just very congested with ships and laser blasts.
Yes.
It's just so congested.
Well, the fight at the start is excellent.
It is.
But there's a lot going on.
But the dialogue is still so
awful.
weak. Yeah.
And not only that, like Hayden Christensen is not a great actor.
No.
And you need someone with Harrison Ford's gravitas to pull off the shit
Charisma.
dialogue
Yeah.
and charisma, right?
Yeah.
And so he just can't do it.
And he turns. It's a bit weak the way he turns. It's like,
I'll tell you what, he takes no prisoners.
Yeah, I know.
Order 66 fucks everybody up. Anyway, next week, Damo, Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
Should be a lot of fun. There'll be a lot that we can sort of have a little bit of a laugh with.
Definitely.
And there'll be a lot that we love.
Yep. Bring your Ewok plush toys.
Or bring your face mask, Ewok masks.
Yep.
We'll do the show. We'll do the show in our log ray mask, which is one of the Ewoks.
Okay.
And what was the there was another one, the boss. I can't remember what the boss was.
Right, yeah. Of the Ewok boss.
Chief Chirper. Chief Chirper.
Yeah.
And no, what I want to do is we will play next week. We're going to play the original Jabba the Hutt music against the new special edition Jabba the Hutt music. And I want us to discuss which we think is best.
Rightio.
Because I've got a lot of things to say about the special edition.
Okay. Oh,
because the music at the end
added parts bit.
The music at the end of the original Return of the Jedi, jub, bop,
yeah.
That's great. The special edition music, not so good.
Okay.
And we'll talk a bit about that.
Yep.
It's been fun talking about a movie that was not an easy watch and won't be watched again anytime soon. Please leave your comments, leave your love, leave us a voicemail, and you might get yourself a shirt.
Yes.
We're wearing them.
Are you sending one to? Does Matt get one, or get one of Morgan's one as an international?
We're going to send Maddie from Middle Age Movies a shirt, and definitely, and we'll also be sending one to Western Australia for Maddie Beer Geek.
Great. Oh, it's a Matt Fest.
It's a Matt Fest. We love a Matt.
Yeah.
We love a Matt around here. Yeah. Damo, thank you. We'll see you next week
I'll be here
as we go to a galaxy far, far away. But for now, catch ya.
See ya.